Hello! Hello! I hope everybody's doing well. I am good. Good morning, Exile. How are you doing? I'm glad you're doing well. So, there's been a few changes since my last stream. I'm just gonna address it. It may come up a few times, but we'll see. I have left the Twitch affiliate program. I've been saying I would do it for a while. I have finally done it. And my reason is I just wasn't seeing the point of it anymore too much, but I know anyone who's currently got a subscription has still has access to the emotes and stuff until that runs out, so should all be good. But yeah, I just thought it would be nice to continue without it. I don't really feel like I need it. I just kind of like chilling. I think the big thing for me was I just don't like asking for subs, especially when I know I'm planning to like sort out a Ko-fi membership or a Patreon, and honestly I just didn't see the value in asking for the subs with the amount of that I stream. So yeah, it's chill. Thank you very much. I know it's chill. I just like to explain things. Oh, I don't usually wink. I trapped my finger under both the buttons, so I was just like, it's chill. cheeky face. Never mind. Yeah, I am doing job. I'm glad. I'm glad you're keeping it going for today. So yeah, I have the day off, so I thought I would do some streaming while, well, I say I have the day off, I am working on volume 2. But I have the day off from my actual job, you know? No, especially now that I'm not affiliate anymore, I'm not getting paid for this. But yeah, I still have as well. I need to make a command that goes in for MimicBot to really know this stuff. But I have changed all of the channel point stuffs to commands. So if you wanted to remind me to hydrate, it's !hydrate. If you wanted to add some sparkles to the screen, !sparkle. And it should, there we go, everything still works. And then the hearts is !love. Like I said, I need to write that down. It's a very recent change. I was honestly expecting it to take a lot longer. It happened in a matter of minutes. They were so quick. I like looked into it and everyone's like, oh, it takes like 2 days. It was just instant. And I was like, oh, okay, I wasn't prepared for it to be like now. But I'm happy with it. I mean, we'll just go with it, I guess. So yeah, that's all that. I've also fixed chat so that it doesn't animate off anymore, because that was a request. People were coming in and being like, I can't follow the chat. What's going on? Why does it disappear when you've left all that space on your overlay? And I was like, yeah, you've got a good point. I did leave all that space on my overlay. So it's more permanent now. But yeah, those are my updates. I'm doing more comics today. I've picked a fairly easy one because I need to ease into this. My brain is still tired. It's pretty much the style that I'm already drawing in. The goblins don't have a nose. Dungeon's got her hair flick. It's all relatively how I do things still. So that's nice. So this one should be just kind of neatening things up, hopefully. Maybe changing up the words that is written around there. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with that, but yeah. That is what I am going to be doing today, and we'll be doing a few comics, hopefully, because I am behind. Well, I don't have a set deadline, but I really want to get them done by May. I'm not sure if that will happen. I don't want to promise it. But yeah. And I hope everybody else is doing alright out there. Exile, I know you're hard at work. I hope the day is treating you well. And I really liked your sketches in the Discord. They were very cute. I like to see those. I still need to make sure I leave time for the community challenge this month, which means I might be doing that on Sunday. The theme this month for our community art challenge is retro. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do for it. Part of me thought it could be funny to do my cyberpunk character since he's not retro, but maybe like him playing like a Game Boy or something. But I'm also a bit like, I could maybe do something like someone I haven't drawn in a long time. Or someone new. Just little things at work. Yeah. No, that's fair. I mean, sketchbook work is very fun though. Just little doodles. I mean, 90% of what I do is doodles. So I appreciate them a lot. I'm gonna give myself a bit more of a chest because I feel like that's a very flat line. I feel like that shouldn't be that flat. Now I can see why I did it though, because of the angle. That's like a nightmare angle, but I'm gonna just see what that looks like when I turn the lines off. And I'm gonna round these hands out a bit. And if I get enough of these comics done, maybe as a little bit of a treat to myself later, I will play some Beat Saber. I should have set up the audio a bit different. I'm gonna try just using this mic, but from afar, next time I play Beat Saber, because the mic in my headset is not good. I listened back the last time I played Beat Saber and I was like, good God. Clearly nobody was wearing headphones, because this audio is terrible. Or if you were, I profusely apologize. But I'm gonna try and use my current mic. The old Yeti. And I think it's just because my headset is, let's call it, well loved. I've had to screw the ear headphones on a few times because they've just come off from the amount of times I've put, you know, it's just wear and tear, the amount of times I've put that headset on and off. Sometimes I get into a real groove with Beat Saber and I play it on a daily basis. You're well loved. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. Yeah, so I think the mic is just absolutely totaled. I can't tell where it is. Which for me is not a good sign. But that's why I think the mic is absolutely trashed in that headset, so I'm going to just try and use a different one. And the thing with Beat Saber is you don't really need to hear me. I don't ramble as much. It's not as chill, you know, it's not this, you know, we sit down and talk setting. It's I'm up and I'm out of breath. Look at how many interactions your comics get. Oh, stop it. You're making me blush, Excel. Thank you very much. Good morning, Chris. How are you doing? It is still morning. This is a very out of the norm stream time for me on a weekday. I hope you're doing well. It's Friday! Yeah, I have like a dance button actually. Well, it's a dip button. Let me see. Let's see. Is that it? That's one. There it is. Dance, 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 dance. I always forget which one it is because I don't use it very often. And that, and we just don't have very raving music around here. But I miss just having a single button for it. I need to tweak the buttons for this model. Mostly the laugh, because the laugh breaks whenever I zoom in. Which is why I've stopped zooming in. Though I do love it. I love being able to be like in your faces. But the laugh doesn't work. I like dip in weird places. If you're hot, the cheer and up and down buttons, yeah, I also feel like I can move, I don't do it very often, but I can move my arms around manually as well. Like I can do this, hello. So I can, you know, I can put my arms up like this. I can switch this hand around, but I haven't done it in so long. There we go. That's the button. And now we can, now we can really rave. Dance, 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 dance. And then if I get both my hands involved, I can shut my eyes. There we go. Dance, 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 dance. And then if I like zoom in again, the hair goes wilder because it's bigger. And I really like it. Bam, 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 bam. There we go. Slightly broken laugh. It's okay. So many buttons. So many buttons. Now I have to put my arms down. Use the zoom in and the arm to to try and draw. Oh gosh. Okay, let's put this arm down. I mean, how does it look? There we go. If I draw the leg, I mean, I can't see, so there we go. I'm drawing, everyone. It's doing it. Did that work? Probably not. Never mind. There we go. It is a goofy morning. Testing my VTuber model to the extreme. But yeah, what are you up to, Chris, this morning? No worries if you just came here for a bit of a lurk. That is okay. I'm working away on volume 2 because I want to get a lot of these comics done. Because I would really like to get them done for May. That is my goal. That is what I said to my editor. But it's not a... She's very nice. She works at my pace, which is I'm very thankful for. Because I can... I have 2 modes, all or nothing. And as far as I know, I'm still pretty neurotypical, but that is one thing. Whenever my ADHD friends have a conversation, I can be like, I appreciate this. The all or nothing button. That is how I run. Oh, no, I don't want you to undock. Go back. There we go. And put the heart-shaped tongue in, which we might have a look at in a bit. Okay, so we had a little adjustment. That's looking okay. If anything, I think the boobs need to be bigger. It's like that line's working for me, but it's just weird to see. Either that or it just needs to be like more like that. Or like we need to come round like this. Maybe? Such a strange angle. I'm not gonna sweat it too much. But I feel like it's like coming in from this part of the body anyway, so... Yeah, that looks a bit better. I'm just imagining photoshopping skydiving dungeon into different photos and videos. Skydiving dungeon. I suppose that is exactly what's happening. I always like drawing this for the butt because I always find that funny. I'm very easily entertained. It's always the front part. I'm like, oh, this isn't as fun. I need to take that point out. I'm gonna try and make this curve a little bit. Like, I feel like this side is a little bit uneven. I don't mind if it's a little bit uneven. Oh, come on. Come on! There we go. Work with me, Illustrator, not against me, please. We have a lot of things to do. Almost. I feel like this just needs to be... I feel like that's too full at the top. And there's too many points in here. Need to take this out. Let's move this over. A similar conversation with InDesign. Oh, InDesign is not my friend. I hate using it so much. I much prefer, like, I'm one of those people who... I'm like, I'll just do it in Illustrator, it's fine. And then someone will ask for my project and I'm like, no, you don't want it. You don't want it, it's in Illustrator. Because I find that there's less people who enjoy Illustrator. And I usually, I'm just usually like, why? Why did you do that? And I'm like, because I like it. It's the lesser of the two evils to me. Or sometimes, because for my day job, I think I've said this a lot, I do motion graphics. So sometimes, heretically, I will admit, I've done layout in After Effects. Even though I have absolutely no intention of animating it. This is a rather late stream for you. Hello, Anya. Yes, it is. It is a late stream. But I have the day off. Well, kind of. I have the day off to do work. To work on my comics. So we got a later stream today. I've spent years working on corpo stuff in InDesign, so you're comfortable with fair. I have a similar experience with After Effects. That's why I use it, though it's not compatible. Clip Studio makes sense, because, yeah, it's a one-time purchase. I don't have a lot of experience with it, but I kind of appreciate it a lot because a lot of people say so many good things about Clip Studio. I'm like, it seems like it's solid. There's too many people use it for it to not have something going for it. Yeah, I mean, at least if I give you an After Effects project for design, I mean, I know no one's gonna know how to use it unless you do motion. But it will be tidy. I absolutely promise you that. All of my projects are tidy. Especially when I hand them over to other people. If I like knowing ahead of time that I'm going to be handing a project over, because then I can make sure I tidy as I go, because otherwise if if I haven't been on it, because, you know, I've just been throwing things left and right into the project, I will panic tidy it. But it will be tidy by the time you get it. That's how it works. There's nothing worse than being handed a project from somebody else and it being an absolute mess. Because it takes so much time to just find everything. There we go. I think that's neatened up. My least favourite thing to hear these days is, Chris, you're good with PowerPoint. Oh gosh, that's awful. Without reading the rest of the sentence, I'm like, oh no. Yes, I am. But that doesn't mean I want to PowerPoint yet. Who? Oh gosh. No designer wants to PowerPoint. None. None at all. I get that as well, but like in that, instead of frames, clients call things slides. You know, like it will be like, oh, for this slide we want this, and I'm like, it's not a slide, it's a video. It's a video. And they don't have slides. Also, if we're, you know, going down this route, what is other people's, you know, anyone who's working in a creative industry, what is your favorite question that clients often give you? Mine, as a motion designer, giving people a storyboard, my favorite question is when they ask, will this be animated? And I'm usually like, yes. Yes, it will. That is why you're paying me. Can you make it a bit more creative? Oh gosh, no. I get the word dynamic. People say, can you make it more dynamic? Which to me means absolutely nothing anymore. What does make it more creative mean? That could mean anything. I always think of it as, when I get asked a question like that, it reminds me of Rainbow Dash. From My Little Pony. Because Rainbow Dash would always be like, we gotta make it 20% more cooler. And I'm like, oh gosh, Rainbow Dash is an awful client. Like, this is a joke, but it's not. This was put in the script because somebody said that to them. 100%. Somebody told them to make it 20% more cooler. Generally, they can't quantify what that, yeah. I don't mind that if people are kind of upfront about it. You know, like, it's like, I don't know what I want, so we need to have a bit of experimentation, and that's fine. But I think it's when people are more like, you did it wrong, then I'm like, no. No, I didn't. I did not do it wrong. I did it different. I don't know what I want, but I don't want this. I'm actually quite thankful that the majority of clients that I work with are very understanding. So this is I want to go out and say this is quite a rare occurrence for me. And I always prefer when people ask questions to not asking questions, because that will just lead to a misunderstanding. But there are always some that you're like, huh, I didn't know that needed to be quantified. And it makes me wonder, like, if you need to ask if something will be animated to an animator, have you hired an animator before? And it's not been animated? Like, is there a reason? Has this happened? Because I could believe that as well. Do you want more colours? Do you need them to be more details on their outfit? That'll make animating 800% more... Oh gosh. I think this is why I went into motion graphics and stayed clear of character animation in the end. I love character animation, but I also know myself, and I can get impatient with some certain things. Not animation itself, just with character stuff, designing the character, and that's why over time I've developed a very simple art style, because I don't have the patience for anything more complicated. To be fair, my private clients are lovely. Yes, I 100% am with you, Chris. My private clients are my favorite clients. They are amazing, and I think it's because generally they are very respectful. I can't say that of all my corporate clients, but you know, that kind of comes with the turf, to be honest. You kind of expect that because there's less of an appreciation with what you do. Private clients are always like, it's very sweet. Like, people are just like super respectful of your time, and they ask you a lot of questions, and they're open to you asking questions. And if, you know, again, if you like ask people a question, like, what format do you want this video? And a lot of the time private clients will be like, I don't know what that means, can you explain? And you know, we have a lovely conversation, and I find out where the video is going and what it's for, and that helps me make the video, and I love it. A private client, a corporate client will ask for a GIF and not tell me why they need a GIF, and then I'll find out like a month later that they didn't need a GIF, and I'll get very upset. I found artists love reference images. Yes. And the best depiction I've seen is the heaven. Oh my gosh, I'm thanking you very much for mentioning Heaven's design team. If you're a creative and you haven't seen Heaven's design team, I think it's still on Crunchyroll. Do yourself a favor and go see it. It's short form anime. Each episode is like 10 minutes long, and it's a committee of people who have been tasked by God to create animals for the earth. It's very relatable, I'll say that much. It's very relatable. I had so many moments where I was like, oh my gosh, yes. So many times that, you know, they get a brief being like, we want this animal to be cute and disturbing, and they're just there like, what does that mean? And then you're sitting there as the audience being like, what animal are they gonna make? What animal is both cute and disturbing? Where is this going? The first couple of episodes, they explain why unicorns aren't a thing. It's a really fun watch. It's very fun. I really enjoy it. Even if it's just a horrifying doodle. Yeah, I 100%, like, very occasionally I'll even get that from, like, a corporate client. They'll do, like, a little doodle, and it's great. I love it because I know what's in their head. Like, I know what's in someone's head if they're drawing it. Even if it's not, like, great. That's not what the point is. It's more like, oh, okay, I can actually see what you're expecting now. This is terrific. This is my favorite thing. And yeah, like, always having that. Like, you can never give me too much information, quite frankly. I've had some people on commissions kind of be like, how much is too much? And I'm like, nothing. Literally, give me everything. Like with the concept, yes, exactly like the concept graphic. It's very clear. It tells me exactly what you want me to do. I'm like, this is clear, and you know, you gave me a very nice description as well that I need to get back to. but I've read it all, and yeah, it's so helpful. It's lovely. Mood boards are any style. Like, I'll take anything. Like, when it comes to characters, I also like having a lot of backstory and stuff, like when I do commissions, because I like to work those details in if I can. So like with my portraits, I like to put, you know, all those little highlights in people's eyes, and I'm not gonna know what to put in these highlights unless somebody tells me. So if somebody says my character has a pet flying snake, I'm like, terrific, I can use that in the design. And I just feel like it ends up being just more solid and just generally better when I have that information. So even if it seems like it's not relevant to the drawing, I like to know it. Like, I know that I don't think all people are quite agree on that, I guess, in terms of character animation. Like, I feel like some people feel like you can't have too much, but I'm like, nope. I'll read it. I'll at least skim it. Depends. If you give me like an entire 100-page document on your notes, that'll probably get skimmed. But I will look at it. I will look at it. It's why I like doing my commissions through Ko-fi, because there's file uploaders. And I don't think there's a limit to how many documents... how the character limit, because you've got like a text box to explain everything as well. I don't think there's a character limit. I've yet to find it. If somebody comes to me and is like, I've reached the character limit on Ko-fi, so here's some more information, I'd be like, I'm impressed. Okay. Gosh, I just still feel like this isn't quite right. I've been poking at it for a while. Maybe I just need to think about how this would look without like the head here. I feel like maybe it needs to come in more like this. Maybe. I think the back needs less of an arch. And yeah, let's get rid of that. And let's come in. I encourage Pinterest boards, or yeah, Pinterest boards, mood boards, very good. Because I appreciate that, you know, not everyone can draw. And then you get like such a nice vibe. It depends on how, you know, lots of people present information in different ways. Moa, hello! Hello, Moa. Speaking of wonderful creative people, I highly recommend checking out Moa's streams. Moa is one of the most, I know I'm gonna make you blush, Moa. Moa is one of the most creative VTubers. I love all of Moa's models. I shall not shush. I shall not shush. Moa's streams are a joy, because I'll jump in and Moa's classic model is very cute, but then like I'll you know, I'll go away and do something. I'll go get a cup of tea and I'll come back, and then, you know, like Mommy Moa will be on screen. Or, you know, Bidoof mower, or one of the many mowers that exist, and I love it. I absolutely do. You like how can you not like Mummy Mower? Oh my. Oh gosh. Gotta get a hold of myself. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun, a lot of art, a lot of animation. Does Moa take commissions? And if yes, can I get pricing sheet? Because I'd love some models to stream with. There you go, Moa. Do you? Coming in here to chill, racking up business. There is no... you're welcome. There is no too much. Never too much, as they say. Okay. Let's get this little goblin happy face in here. Hype, 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 hype! In fact, we'll do the thing we were doing earlier. Where's the button? Hype, 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 hype. Getting more use out of this bop button than I have every other stream. It's not new. It's been here the entire time. I just keep forgetting it's here. Apparently this is what happens when I stream during the day on a weekday. I get very silly. Get some teeth in. I think it'd be nice to see a little bit more of this goblin's face, because it was very much just squeezed in at the end. When I do these just for the day, I do kind of just cram it all in. I try and focus a bit more on the layout these days, but some of them are not quite as thought out, let's say. This won't be. This is one of the... So I will show you, though, because I've done a few now. Let's go through some of my other ones that I've done so far. This will all be for my volume 2. The cover will probably be a giant version of my head, so it matches volume 1. But we have, this was the first one we did, and we've got the original, where I've absolutely fixed all of Dungeon's broken arms. Or my broken arms, I guess, my broken arms. I like this one a lot, actually. And we have too many hats. Too many hats. Too many hats, too many hats. Which I also really like. I maybe want to like push the crown over so it's center, but like, I don't know. I don't want to get carried away right now. You know, I just feel like that works better. This is your fave. I do really love this one. And I won't go through them all. We'll go through Sense Danger, though, because I also really like this one. I think the shadow really helped balance this comic. The shadow wasn't in the original. The original is over here. He has clearly done a few leg day exercises since the original. but I just think that works a lot nicer. So I'm just fixing the layout a lot of the time. The ogre has the best face, yeah. That was something in the original. I was like, I have no notes. The face is perfect. The face, that is flawless. We don't need to fix that. We just have to fix everything else. And one of my absolute classic ones, one of my favorite comics, one that's done, like, actually kind of got me into doing comics, because before the blog was just about drawing every day. This was the first comic that really took off, that people resonated with. And so I've really wanted to redraw it for a long time. It was drawn in the days before I put watermarks on things. So, very old. But we've updated that, updated this, made the pose work a little bit better, so it's like the same dungeon on both sides. This one had to be in it. Yeah, and some other secret ones I've done off stream. But we're going through. The ones on stream I like to do are just the ones that are redraws. Because they're out on the internet. I've done them before. You can go find them. Some of the secret ones I'll be doing are like ones that I feel like can fill in between the gaps. So they are all kind of, you know, they're all standalone comics, but when you put them together in an anthology, they do develop like a flow. And sometimes you can go from a topic like writing up notes to perhaps something like your character, like your characters maybe ruining your plans with a crit. And it's quite nice to maybe, if you've got a gap, try and find something that could effectively bridge that gap. So that's what a lot of the new ones do. Not much feels better than people resonating with what you've made as an... Yeah, exactly. It's really nice. I love... People tell me that all the time, and that it makes me feel really happy. When people are like, me too, man, me too. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I love it. Roll came in the other day and said, like, that they share the comics with their D&D group, and I'm just like, yay! Thank you, because that's kind of my goal, really. I just want them to be shared. I just wanna make people laugh. Same hat. Same hat? Which hat? Did I talk about a hat? Let's give him a bit more of a crescent. Let's turn the background off. I want to make sure this is a bit more balanced. Gotta put the dragon in everywhere. Sweet Discord memes. I shall check when I go on my first break, which will be soon. I think at the o'clock. We'll do that at the o'clock. Gotta have breaks, otherwise I'll get up in 5 hours and be like, why do my legs not work? That is the main reason I do so many breaks on my stream, because I need to practice that self-care. And doing it on the streams actually reminds me to do it when I'm off stream as well, because my brain goes, if you were streaming, you would have had a break right now. Take breaks or breaks takes you, indeed. They do. Gotta give him some fangs. I don't think he had his fangs. Which was a very weird decision on my part. I must have been in a hurry. Self-care is first care, yeah. Gotta take those breaks. Gotta do those hydrates. In fact, I'm gonna have a sip of tea, because it's just sitting here. Num 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 num. Let's group him together. And then we've got a skelly. Got a skelly over here. Which I think I may just completely redraw, because I feel like I've changed how I draw skellies a little bit. One of those, I never want people to look too closely how I draw the skellies, because the bones make absolutely no sense. I'm always like, don't look. See the skelly and move on, but I've tried to improve it a bit. It's just a very complicated structure, so it's not the easiest thing to fit into a doodly art style. But I feel like it's one of those things I'm getting there a bit more with. And that's probably just because I draw skeletons so much. More than I want to. You know when you can't do something and you're like, I don't want to do this, but it would be, I kind of have to. It'd be funny. I need it for the joke. Or there's a lot of skeletons in the campaign I'm referencing, so I can't not draw a skeleton. And then you inevitably get better at drawing it because you're forcing yourself to draw it. That's how I feel about skeletons. I don't think I've ever drawn a skelly. It's a good challenge. Just to see if you're like, do I know where the bones are? I don't necessarily know where the bones are. I like to do just a lot of... Like, I like to draw the ribs like this, typically. But that looks a bit because of the angle he's at. I like to give them... to make them quite round. That one can come in a bit closer. And then there's like this... Oh, that's terrible. And then there's like a heart shape behind it, is how I think of it. For the back. The first drawing I ever got paid for was a skull with a bat crawling on it and doing a little blep for a horror podcast. Oh, that's so cute. That's cute. Oh my gosh. I don't know what the first image was that I got paid for. I'm feeling like I should remember that. But I'm old, so I've forgotten. Can't remember either. Okay, that makes me feel better. I want to have the hand in here as well. We'll clean it up in a bit. But I did a community action poster for your local swimming centre. Learned a lot doing that. Oh, cool. That's interesting. Yeah. You learn so much just from doing things, because there's a lot of things I think you can take for granted, especially just people's knowledge of your craft. You don't realize how much you just know that isn't necessarily common knowledge. I would say was something that I learned. It's like, oh yeah, people aren't in my brain. I think it was a job I got through Fiverr. I don't want to remember those days very much. Very fair. I'm editing KatsuCon photos while watching. I'm on my last page shoots photos. Ooh. And then I get to edit the fun photos you took. Oh, cool. Con photos. I actually do want to go to London Comic Con in May. In May. I haven't been to a comic convention since the before times, since 2019 probably, and I would like to go. Also, Illustrator, you've hidden my edges again. Stop doing that. I need those. I don't even press buttons. It just decides sometimes. You don't need these. I'm gonna hide them. It'll be funny. Yeah, this is the last cosplay as a friend from Arizona. Ah, yeah. I will, like, if I do go, I will let you know, because it would be nice to actually do a meet. That would be very strange from me. I've never met a person from the internet. Like, you're from the internet. And now you're here. But yeah, it should be fun. I applied to be in the artist alley, but I didn't get in. But I wasn't necessarily expecting to, because I hear that it's very hard to get in. So I was like, I'll throw my hat into the ring, but no dice. But that's okay. I'll keep trying. Maybe eventually. One day. Do it fairly often. Your best friend Paul you met on Gaia Online. Oh man, Gaia Online is a nostalgia trip. I didn't do a huge amount of it, but I did enough to be like, I remember dressing up my avatar. Do you need, like, already made merch to get... Yeah, so, it's like one of the UK's biggest conventions. They have some in different locations across the UK. I think they have them in Birmingham as well. But the London one is very sought after. So they have... They curate a list. They can't take everyone. So anyone who's already done conventions in the past, anyone who's, like, not necessarily that convention, but if you've sold at a convention already, if you've got publishing behind you, you're more likely to be selected, because they can be picky. I'm also waiting to hear back from Thought Bubble, which is a comic convention in the UK. It's more in the north, though, not the South. I am also not expecting to get into that. Because they had 900 applicants. And I'm very niche. I'm a small, niche, little person. But we'll see. We'll see. Let our DD convent. Yeah, one day. Like, there are some smaller conventions, but I missed the boat on a lot of them because you have to apply like almost a year in advance for a lot of them to get in. So it takes a lot of forward planning. So while I wanted to do conventions this year, I may end up doing them more next year because I didn't quite know how a lot of these things worked. I'm learning a lot. There are some great people. There's some great people who do the Tabletop Creator Hub. They're I think they're under that on Instagram, and it's a group I'm part of, and they have been incredibly nice and incredibly helpful. What about TwitchCon? I didn't apply for TwitchCon because it's in Paris, right? I think that's a bit too far afield for me. At least at the start. Yeah. Because I haven't actually ever been abroad, so I feel like the first time I'd be abroad shouldn't be a convention. Because I would like to actually take in wherever I've gone a little bit. And if I go to a convention, I won't. Because I'll be too tired from the convention. So TwitchCon has been a no for me. I did look at it and thought about it, but it's not this time. Switch those lines over. I was going to fix this line, but then I realized it's not on the canvas, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, we saw that as well. Maybe some other heroes carries on growing and you can apply. Yeah, I did wonder. I know some people have, but it honestly depends on your means. Getting to Paris is obviously going to be something that some people can do a bit easier than others. I'm intrigued. I want to see what it's going to be like. Oh gosh, my voice. What is happening? I sound emotional, but really I just need tea. There we go. I feel like the Skelly needs to be a bit bigger. He's very small. Make him big. Make him big. And I haven't saved. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to have some more tea. It's a neighbour's country for you, so for it, yeah. Like, it's not a faraway country or anything. But, yeah, like, it's definitely not out of the question. Like, if it was in America or something, that would be way too far. But maybe, like, maybe some other time. But it makes sense, because it's like, oh yeah, all the Europeans can get in on this. Don't have anything to sell. That is it. Like, sometimes you're like, I don't want to make stuff if I'm not going to sell it. And I can only sell it if I go to conventions, but the conventions will only take me if I make stuff. Okay, I'm going to have a swig of tea. Making the skelly bigger does kind of throw off some of the balance here, but I think we can look at this. Maybe we'll put the skelly down here. Because there's room. There's like room down here, you know? I feel like I could have two other things, like maybe more things. Because I just feel like that could be it, and I know that that's now interacting with that. Maybe we'll just move them down a tiny bit. Well, I think we can add more things, right? Gonna go lurk for some lunch, chat soon. Have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for coming along. And thank you for the lurk. Yeah, I like the skelly there. I need to think of other things I need to put in. Something small up here. Something a bit bigger can go down here. What else can I put in here? I could put a mimic. It's weird that I haven't. A little chest of some kind. I feel like the dragon could be a bit more in the panel as well. A dungeon classic, indeed. I do love me some mimics. I also feel like I want to push this up a bit. Just a little bit. Both of you and dungeons in general, yeah. I have gotten very used to dungeon sounding like a name. It's definitely my name, but people who are less familiar do get a little bit confused, and that is very fair. Because I remember when I started Twitch and that was what people started calling me, I was like, that's a weird... doesn't sound like a name, but now it is. Now it's very much my name. And I really enjoy it, actually. Mostly because when I play tabletop streams, I can say very silly things like, I am Dungeon, and welcome to my lair. I have a catchphrase now. It really is, yeah. Yes. Mimic. I had a moment of, what am I doing? Oh, I'm gonna just go and freehand, which I don't often do in Illustrator because it doesn't always end well. But I'm gonna just see what happens. I'm like, how do I have a mimic leaning out here? Oh, I know. Let's base it on one of the mimics that I did. I did a treasure chest. I just need to find it. Where is treasure mimic? Where is treasure mimic? Where is the AI for it? Of course, it's the one that I cannot find. Ah, mimic's treasure. There he is. Look at him with his very muscular legs. Let's base it on this. Let's use this one. Okay. That means I can have the legs in there. And I've got to get the keyhole. I'm gonna get that keyhole in. Oh, I like the colours in this one. Okay. I'm gonna just start with a rectangle. And... I think I want to do this like this. Yeah. Gonna make a box. Might want it a bit shorter than that, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. We have a box. Oh, no, I missed one. Missed a point. Maybe I want to pull that in a bit. Like that. But I think that needs to be bigger. And I wanna put it on a tilt slightly. And then we've got these legs. These legs. Obviously the back of the chest as well. Oh, I don't want to connect it to that line though. I want it to be a separate line, please. And I know it's mostly off screen, but I know that that's going to need a bit of a curve, so I'm going to put that, I'm going to make this. It's like the inside of the lid. But I'm gonna leave the rest of it because it's all gonna be off screen. I can put a fairy in the other corner, that's true. I still hadn't come up with an idea, so that sounds good to me. Need some Fae representation. You're right, I do forget about the Fae a lot. Which, I do love them, so I kind of weird how I forget them so much. How do I want these legs? Do I want to have them like this? We'll put the muscles in, obviously. This is just very strange when they're just these little legs, but... Do I want him walking? Do I want the legs to just kind of go off screen like that? That could be funny. I might do that. Okay. Let's make them a bit muscular. So I did it with this tool before, I believe. I like put the knee in. Fox Spotter is following. Thank you for the follow and welcome on in. Yeah, we had some muscles going on. I think that was how I did it. Hello! Thank you for joining. I'm redrawing some of my old comics. I'm using this mimic as a reference. Ah, it's because the leg, it wasn't as straight. I see. Well, let's put a knee in. Let's give the mimic a knee. Yeah, that does look a bit more like a leg now. Oh, no, that wasn't it. There we go. May have immediately fallen in love with your style and vibe. Thank you. How am I doing? I'm doing good. Doing good, thank you. I hope you're also doing well. Do you do art or do you just like to peruse the art streams here on Twitch? Feel free to just let us know a bit about yourself. I'm gonna just quickly give this a temporary fill so that I can put the leg behind it and kind of arrange some things. So I don't need to really work on the foot being fixed too much because we can't see it, but I will probably work with those knees a bit once I've got 2 legs in. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to give it a bit of a rotate. And I want to make sure the legs are straight, so... I'll never get over how silly I feel like this looks. But I do love it. I do love the ridiculously long legs. I might make them shorter though. Like, I just like the way they look chunky. I think they could be nicer shorter. Put in this mimic together in the corner. Maybe I want this leg to actually be facing the same way. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is very silly. But if I want the feet off of the screen, we'll lower them down a bit. Yeah. What a majestic mimic. And then we have to add our keyhole with our eyes in there, and I might leave the teeth, but we need some tongues. I do art, yeah, nice. So a tattoo artist, oh cool, but I do illustration-y bits outside of work for fun. Just looking for places to hang out and have fun with people as you sit and paint, nice. And you play a lot of D&D, excellent. We talk a lot about D&D here. So I am glad. Welcome on in. That's very cool. We have a very small Discord community as well, so if you feel like sharing some art, no pressure though, if that's not your thing. But if you feel like sharing some art, we have a place there. We do a lot of questions of the day. But yeah, I think you're in the right place too. Okay, we need to take that line down. How did this keyhole look? I mean, it doesn't have to be the exact same. Okay, cool. We'll change the angle of it in a second as well. So I'm gonna just do it in a similar way to how I assume I did it before. I'm gonna line up the shapes. And then I'm going to take this side in. And then I'm going to merge them. And we've got the keyhole. So maybe I want that a little thinner at the bottom. Yeah. Then I can slap that on the box. And I'm gonna just use the free transform tool to just try and match the angle a bit. There we go. I feel like this should be a bit rounder though. Yeah. Gonna pop that up. Also, that was the most nicely set up Discord entry. Is the question system a new thing? It is! It's something that Discord poked me about recently. It was like, do you want to set up a questionnaire thing so people can only see channels that they're interested in and hide all the others? and I was like, that sounds like a pretty neat idea. I don't have a huge amount of channels, but it sounds like something that would be really useful for like big Discords that do a lot of things. But I do have like, you know, a couple of channels in there that maybe don't interest everyone, so I like it as an idea. I like the idea that you can have a mode in Discord where you can just instantly hide things that aren't of interest to you, because some Discords are just very very wide. They have so many things in them, and you're like, I'm just here for this one thing. I can't keep up with the rest of you. Like, there's some Discords that are for like tabletop publishers, and you're like, I play this one game, but I don't play the other games. So it's nice to be able to like maybe hide the others. Popcorn? Ooh, you've reminded me I need to go on a break. I was supposed to do that. It's cluttered as heck. It might be something, I don't know. It depends, because I know it's like a public server thing, so it might just be worth looking into, see if the settings up there. There is a lot of new buttons for the Discord servers now. I did say I would. I'm late. It's okay. We'll I got distracted by mimics, which is, I don't know if that it doesn't describe me as a person. I don't know what else would. So I'm gonna go on a break, a very quick break to get some tea and some snacks. We all know how this goes now. If you need to get yourself a beverage, or if you need to get a snack as well, have a stretch, or do something to take care of yourself, it's a really good time to do that, because I'm going to be gone for a whole 10 minutes. So I will see everybody in 10 minutes. Hello, hello, I'm back. I have tea and water. I have water so that I don't dehydrate on tea. Thank you. Popcorn is not hitting the right spot, stopping for breakfast. Ah, fair enough. I hope everybody else had a good break. I'm ready to continue with this mimic. The Be Right Back screen is adorable, by the way. It must have worked really hard on it. Thank you. It was the first thing I ever streamed. When I made it. When I started streaming, I was like, let's get this straight. We need a Be Right Back screen. Which, gosh, I don't remember how that stream went. I think I actually had a camera at that point. I wasn't a VTuber. Strange times indeed. Only 2 photos left to edit and then freedom. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Soon. Yeah, when I started streaming I was like, I can do the camera thing, and then it was a mixture of wanting to just be a gremlin and just a little bit of anxiety that I was like, I'm gonna switch to VTubing, which worked for me. For a while I just had like just an image, and then I came up with my first model, which was black and white like the comics, but it's always been me, been Dungeon. And then I changed it at the end of last year. I'm gonna need to just bring this line in. But yeah, that'll be fine. I don't want to bring him down too much. So I'm gonna get some tongues in here. So first things first, I'm going to expand the live paint so that it separates the lines from the fill so that I can put some tongues in here, basically. So I might want like a wave or something. Before, in the little image I did, we had like a love heart going on. I don't know if I'll be able to fit as many, but it might be good to have like a silly wave or something. I don't want to encroach too much on Dungeon though, that's the thing. So I'm just going to draw in a line, and then I'm going to use the width tool to give it like a little bit of shape. And then I like to take this and outline it so that I can then put the details on it. Such a mood! I made a whole VTuber, but I'm such a fusspot that I never use her and then get burnt out feeling like my face has to look a certain way. Like, yeah, I think for me there's definitely things I miss about the old model that I haven't been able to put in the new model yet. I had some fun expressions that I miss. My dizzy face. The food face. But the way the arms work are a lot better. The only thing that I need to work on for the arms is my yay movement, because it kind of has a glitch on one of the arms. PNG tuber. I mean, that counts. You can do some very powerful stuff with, is it Vtuber? Vtube? Which I highly recommend if anyone's PNG tubing, because it takes GIFs, which means you can add some loopable animations in there, as well as having the ability to blink and having the ability to have a mouth open, mouth closed image. I'm experimenting with it. I'm going on somebody's stream soon. I don't know if I can say, so I won't say whose. But I might switch to PNG tuber if we have some bandwidth issues. So I've been making a dungeon PNG tuber. I'm sticking with this on my streams for the most part, but I am... Sometimes people like to be secretive, you know? They like to, like, announce things at the same time. Or they, like, you know... I feel like if it's their stream, they get to announce it. I don't know if it's been announced. I don't think it has. So I will be secretive. Just in case. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. I think that's what the micro RPGs, why the micro RPGs you were on for my channel glitched out. Is it me? Am I too powerful? Yeah, exactly. I was like, I feel like I need something. Because, I mean, the very backup is just me putting an image on and having it glow or bop. You know, like, I can do that if that's what we need for a stream. But I like to have... I like the idea of having... what's it? Like, stages. You know, like, if you can handle me at my most powerful... then that's great. But if we can't, then we've got some backups. Little hair bounce when you laugh. Thank you. I love it. I love it. I was explaining earlier as well. If I the laugh is a bit broken when I zoom in. Hello. But if I zoom in, the hair's a little bit more alive. I can just bop. And you can see. There we go. It's got such a bounce. The best jiggle physics. Exactly. I spent a long time getting this hair to do what it does. I don't... It doesn't seem like I should, but I did. There we go. Let's shrink back down. Gonna lurk for a bit. No problem, Anya. Have a good lurk. Yeah, I was like, when I'm small... it doesn't really do it as much, so I felt like, you know, I was like, oh, I spent a long time on this. What product do you use? It's, I can't give away my secrets. My hair secrets. Do I want, like, a tongue kind of coming down? I always do. I'm asking like I don't know the answer. Let's give this another tongue. That's quite a nice shape, just on its own. I think we'll bring this down just in case that doesn't get covered, so that we don't see the end of it. Let's outline as we go along. Oh no, not spray paint. That wasn't the tool. There we go. And the same with the other tongue. Outline this. And then I need to figure out how I'm putting this behind this square. So I need to just open up my lines. I'm going to find the square. I'm going to give it a fill. There, like that, but then I need this to either be here, which it can be there, or I just need to put it over. Let's see how we feel about it being there for now, because that's slightly less work. It's got a little bit of a weird dip in it. Why did that happen? Okay, I gotta fix it. Said about you doing animation when you started streaming. How long ago did I start? About a year. Just over a year now. I think. I don't think it's been 2. Yes. Because I got affiliate by doing a week of charity streaming in December 2021. And then I was affiliate 2022 January. And I did that for a year, and I recently left the affiliate program. It wasn't too... No, not at all. I still feel like I got a lot to learn. I've not been around for that long. I just feel like I've done a lot of things. I don't... You know, because I generally stream 3 times a week. And I stream not at the... This is an unusual time for me to stream. Usually on Sundays I stream 10 a.m. It'll be BST time zone soon because we're changing over on Sunday. And on weekdays, it's usually just before work. So it's 7 a.m. my time, which isn't necessarily the easiest time for a lot of people to make. I appreciate that. I think I want this one kind of going like this. But because I've got some time today that I can actually stream, I wanted to, you know, just be like, how is it streaming during the day? The dreaded clock's messing with the sleep pattern in some way. Ah. It's nice to make use of exactly. Yeah, I try to be quite consistent with my streaming. So I do have a stream schedule. It's like a 2-week thing. So 1 week I stream mornings, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the next one I stream Thursday, Friday. So it's kind of like an on-off. So next week it should be in the morning on Tuesday, Wednesday. So that might change soon. I might change it up a bit. We'll see. I don't mind getting up and being productive in the morning. It seems like a good way to stop yourself. So, yeah. It's nice because I kind of get up and I'm like, well, I've done something already. So when I start my work for the day, I'm already warmed up. It's usually how it works. Let's give this a tongue over here. So we'll probably use a clipping mat for this one, because it will be on the edge. I want it to kind of hang out here. Let's outline this. I need to fix this line, because that is where the white square is over stuff now. So why is that so thin? Oh, it's because it doesn't have a light. Oh, well, there we go. It's like, why is that so thin? It should all be the same. There it is. Now, there we go. Fixed it. Be streaming Resident Evil 4 remake. Oh, okay. I'll try and see if I can hop in, Exile. At least lurk. That sounds fun. So, is it the animation of your model based on keybinds, or is it just really good tracking? We have a few things at play here. Lifting the screen a little bit. So the face is tracked. So if I look over here, Dungeon looks over here. If I look over here, Dungeon kind of freaks out because I turned too far. But if we look over here, there we go. And the animations are attached to a MIDI keyboard, which sits in front of me as I stream. So every time I move my arm like this, I'm pushing a button, and I push it to put it back down, and I can wave and do all those kind of things. So I've gotten very used to laughing and then pushing a button. It's actually weird when I'm talking on the computer with people now and I'm not VTubing. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need to push a button. But yeah, I've got all of my change of states, so I've got a few expressions. I need to make them a bit more exaggerated, because I feel like these eyes need to be bigger. And I've got this, I've got my sad face, I've got my angry face, and my shocked face, which just needs to have a little bit of a work on them. But it's a combination of things. The arms with their looping animation I did in After Effects. So we've got that, and then they come back down. It's a lot. I went a bit crazy. So political sounds complicated to get used to. Honestly, because I did it in stages, it was okay. Like I added things as I learned how to use them. So, like I started off with expressions. Like my old animations weren't quite as smooth because I did them all within Character Animator, because I use Adobe Character Animator, which is what my waves do. That's within there, not within After Effects, and that's why it glitches. And you don't really get the glitch on the other ones as much. Like they might be a bit delayed because Character Animator is chugging a bit with the frames, but overall I feel like I prefer it. And if I play it a few times, it gets smoother, because it's like, oh yeah, that's how the animation works. But it's interesting. I do want to mess around with Live 2D just so that I have messed around with Live 2D at some point. I probably won't switch to it permanently myself, but I'm very intrigued by it. I kind of want to know how to use it, how to build things for it. Okay, now I just want something to fill in a few gaps. It doesn't really need to do anything too complicated. Let's make sure we can see it though. And then well actually we don't need to put something here because that's off screen. So let me fix that up. But I really like the effect that the character animator does. Like it's different to Live 2D. I think it suits my art style a bit better. I mean, the Live 2D is very nice. It's very smooth. But because I'm all about the doodles, I feel like it's almost too smooth. Let's get rid of this one. I don't really need to work too hard because this one's going to go at the back. I just want to make sure it covers the gap. Let's put it at the back. I got to get behind this square as well, so where is this square? There is the square. There we go. I think, yeah, that's gonna work for me. Thank you. I'm getting all the compliments today. Is this what happens when I stream later? Dungeon gets more compliments. Okay, I'm just gonna add a few lines on the tongues here, just to try and make them look a little bit more like tongues. Down. I found you because of a different time. I now know you exist, which is nice. Thank you. So was it, if I may ask, because I always find it interesting, was it through Twitch? Was it through Tumblr? Those are the two that people usually find me, or a Discord server, because I post a lot in there as well. I always like to know where people have found me. Like good inside knowledge. It was Twitch. Ah! I was in the recommends, lurking away. Often scroll through all the art at the lower end. Your tongues are looking especially tonguish today, sir. Well, thank you. That's kind of you to say. Ah, that's why I can't see it, because I'm on the wrong tool. There we are. We need the taper, please. Oh, that's the wrong way around. There we go. Too many people can be overwhelming. Yeah, I agree. It depends on the vibe of, I think, the streamer. I feel like I'm quite happy with just a few people to talk to. I think I don't think I've had a lot of practice managing, talking, having a lot of conversations at once. I quite like it chill, but some streamers are very good at managing a very busy chat. Which, you know, I really appreciate, because otherwise, yeah, it can get a bit overwhelming. So I have a few eyes in here. I remember when I did this, and I can't remember who was in chat with me that day. We all got very carried away. We all got very carried away. It's like, we can put all the eyes in this keyhole. I'm not sure why we got carried away, but we did, and I think it worked out. I think it looks fun. But I'm gonna need the keyhole. I'm gonna need it on top, so I'm gonna get rid of the fill. And I'm gonna use it as a mat as well. So I can just figure this out. And let's take the lines down slightly, because they don't need to be in the exact same place as they were before. I feel like they just rattle around in here. Maybe I'm gonna put 4 this time. Let's just increase it. Why not? I watch a couple of people who stream like 70 to 100-ish. Yes, but it's art. It's art. There can still be a lot of lurkers, so there are quiet periods. I couldn't cope with the big. Yeah, I am the same. I usually stick to art or tabletop RPG streams. In general, the art streams kind of have people like. There's more interaction with chat, and the chat in tabletop streams just tends to be reactions to things that are happening. People tend not to comment as much because there is, you know, obviously people are playing an RPG, staying in character. There's not usually a lot of addressing chat in there, and I prefer that. I don't mind there being a little bit of interaction, but I prefer it when tabletop streams aren't directly addressing chat. It kind of breaks my immersion. But yeah, art streams, I think it's the same. The most I end up finding myself in is like 70 to 100. Oh my gosh. I love it. Again, I know I've said this so many times. Every time I zoom out and I look at the 3 eyes in the keyhole, I'm like, this is perfect. A perfect child. Yeah. The 4 is too many. 3 is where it's at. And maybe we want that like that, yeah. Just chilling in the corner. Might give it a slight shrink, just a slight shrink. Then we can group if anything's not been grouped, yeah, the goblin. There we go. Just to try and keep it a bit more organized. So, that might be a problem, but maybe we'll see. When I put the text on, we'll see if it's a problem. And then we're putting a fairy up here. That was what the plan was. A fairy. I would love for there to be a tabletop stream with a small group of watchers that occasionally has a mini RPG session in the chat. Like, kind of like, so I do like to include chat in a way, but it's interesting trying to find ways of doing it. So I don't run tabletop streams very often, but when I do, I like to go all out. And the last one I did was Halloween, and I had a lot of fun. I make Vtuber models for the characters, I make animations for the characters. It's highlighted here on Twitch, but I've edited it on YouTube as well, so I recommend checking out my YouTube if you're interested in seeing that, because I've improved some of the sound quality and stuff. But what I did for that was I gave the chat a command. I told chat, hey, there's a ghost in this house. Spoilers. But anytime I say the word spooky to my players, that's code for you all to just spam the command ! Spooky, so that chat effectively did the animations for the ghost. So I could just say, you know, there's a spooky mist in here, and then chat would be like, ah, that's the code word. Let's spam. And it did work. It worked quite nicely. So I had that command triggered a few different random animations. So there was some... I don't think it's still active. You did scare me then, Excel, though. I was like, oh, did I deactivate it? It had I think like 10 different things on it. So, and some of them were sound effects, some of them were visuals. You was hoping. Do you know what? Do I have... I can't turn it on because trigger fire, I'd have to reset OBS. But yeah, I have them in there but turned off. Some of them were little ghosts, some of them were like a creaking door sound effect. That was fun. But yeah, I'd like the idea of having like, I don't know. This is... Don't get too excited, I probably can't do this. I like the idea of, you know, if I was on a map with villagers, I like the idea of linking chat to the villagers so people could type, you know, whatever people type in chat, if they put like a command and maybe a sentence afterwards so it doesn't do everything, you could have the villagers on screen say stuff. Yeah! Sparkles. Yeah, it was, I think that would be fun. That might be doable. I'd have to look into it. I think that would be funny, like, if I was on a map and there were just these images of villagers hovering around and chat could just, you know, be the background noise. I'd have to make sure I had some sort of sensor on there, though. But people were mostly good. And yeah, thank you. I like the idea of bringing chat into the tabletop RPGs, but I also appreciate that a game needs to be played, especially when my Halloween one needed to be done in 2 hours. I had a 2-hour time slot because the players had to go be somewhere. So there was no room for overrunning. And we got it done in time. Despite how many things I'd put in there, we did get it done in time. That was a Monster of the Week game as well, which I really like. I like running Powered by the Apocalypse games for streams because I've got all these things that I like, all these buttons that I like to push because I don't make things easy for myself. And those games help because I don't have to roll as the GM. For anyone who's not familiar with Powered by the Apocalypse games, only the players roll, which does free me up quite significantly. I'm gonna put a fairy over here. I don't know what I'm doing with with her hair? I might put it up. We might have a play around in a bit. I'm not sure if I'm digging the vibe. The straight-haired vibe. Let me think about this. No bowl cut fairy. I usually draw bowl cut fairies as my base. That's what I go to, but I'm like, I'm not feeling it today. I might draw something a little less humanoid. I think it could just be a bit cluttered. Could go Na'vi style. Just have a circle with wings. I might do something a bit more interesting with it. But this way I can maybe put some wings on here. Maybe it's all about the wings. Because it is supposed to just be small. Nice little butterfly wing. Ooh, and I want to add a fill so I can't see the back. That'll help. Small and simple, yeah. I feel like drawing the person fairy, while I do like them, might be a bit complicated for this. Might draw attention away. Yeah, let's flip it. Let's give it a flip. Like this. I also want to give it a halo for some reason, so I'm gonna... I don't know why. I'm gonna give it a little halo. Maybe we want like a little body. I'm like developing some ideas now. Can't wait for Webster's dictionary to add small. Oh, me too. I always find myself describing things as like a small boy with an eye or something. I have to like sometimes I catch myself where I'm like, you know, do I want to gender this thing? But it's transcended gender, that word has for me. Just like, yeah, it hits different. And it may just be because I spend a lot of time on Tumblr. Technically, small has its phonetics listed as smole. I think that's right, or smole. I always feel like that's pronouncing the O sound a bit more, right? Really need to make the effort with Tumblr more. I don't know if Tumblr is the place for effort. Though I love it. It's where I started. But I feel like it's just a place to vibe. It's become sort of an angel now instead of a fairy. Some sort of angel butterfly. I feel like it needs some eyes. Posted like 3 things and gave up. It depends if the vibe is for you, I would say, with Tumblr. It's a place for S posting, memes, and totally unhinged. Yeah, like I feel like it works because I feel like my humor is very it matches well with other people's humor on Tumblr. The memes kind of hit in that way. So if you know, if you can get on board with Tumblr humor, you will probably find a place there, is what I would say. If you see a list of cake ingredients and the ingredient you want to add the most is vanilla extract, then come on in. Apparently that's just how we do things. I think it would be, but I have such a horrible attention span. I think it's just like coming in, posting when you want. I don't think you need a schedule. My comics all started over there, and I feel like I started mostly with the game Exalted RPG. I found the very, very niche Exalted community there, and then I started making comics about Dungeons and Dragons as well and other tabletop games, and I found a lot of people, but it's mostly like I'd say it's just mostly vibing. Do you remember Hey, I Like Your Shoelaces? I did. I got them from the president. Oddly enough, I'm a Redditor, but my roommate drags you into Tumblr on occasion. Ah, I see. I have always been a Tumblr resident. There are some, I mean, if going off on Tumblr memes, I apologize. I won't talk about it long because they can be very strange out of context. But there were a few things I missed. I wasn't really around for DashCon. I do, however, like to celebrate the Ides of March. It's a day where we all stab Caesar. That's it. I don't know why we do it, but we do. And that's generally the things that I enjoy on Tumblr. Because it's the anniversary. Yeah, I was like, I think that's it. It's just, there isn't a reason. It's just that that's the day. I was like, I know, but why? It's the question I get a lot when explaining it to people. It's like, but why do you all gather to kill Caesar? You're like, it's because it's the day that happened. But why though? Like, but why do anything? I don't really know how this has become this. In the corner. But I like it. I like whatever this is, I like it. An angel? A fairy? I'm not entirely sure. It's up for interpretation. A bunglefly. I don't know what that is. I guess it's this. It's got like a face like it's sighing. Like it's kind of tired. There we go. Let's put it in here. And then I want it like a little dotted line, like where it's been flying. Open Tumblr, and apparently the giant pencil post is making the rounds. The giant pencil. Oh my gosh! I think I do know that one. It's weird. It's weird the ones you know and the ones that you don't. Where is my stroke tools? There they are, up here. Dashed line. Some memes are so powerful they transcend Tumblr. There we go. Okay, I filled in the corners. Let's make sure that's grouped. So I'm going to make a clipping mask. And I'm going to put everything in. Just because I can get a bit distracted with the layout, seeing the edges. So this way I can categorically be like, okay, this is where everything's hanging out. Let's lock the actual mat itself. I might scale the skelly up a bit. Scaling the skelly. Just so that I can make it a bit more in line with the mimic. The dragon. I think can come up a tiny bit. Yeah, I want to bring him over. Let's extend this line out. And I think the mimic needs to be pushed back a bit further. I like him lurking in the corner there. Okay. So the text needs to exist on a circle. Skelly does look like he's interrupting. Or like asking a question. How are you flying? What is happening? What are we doing? That's the vibe I'm getting from Skelly. I know I just scaled him up, but now that I've put the circle in, I think I need to go back. And I need to go back here. Oh yeah, we're about to pop the bubble. That's true. I think it's just this tongue. I might have to come in and give it a rotate. I think I'm gonna have to clipping mat it a bit. Oh, okay. I need to make sure first that the line is connected. Just want to stay clear of that. So let's pop it back behind. Gonna have this line follow that because it's just over the corner then. Ah, the tongue is just sticking out the bottom there. Let's see. Let's grab all these, pull them down, and then I'll fix that line as well. Fixing to do, I think. I'm not sure if that's going to matter as much as this bit does. Interesting. I know why that's doing that. I think I need to make sure that this is in front when it shouldn't be. Okay. This one goes here. Okay. Might come back to that. Now that it's lower down, I'm wondering if I want things in a different order. Like if I want this one in front like that. Things around. Yeah. I'm gonna hit save. I think it's a bit better. So, monsters, magic, and maps. So we're gonna take this path. And I'm gonna type on it. Oh gosh, can't type today. Monsters, magic, and maths. So much lorem ipsum. Gonna add a bit of thickness. And then we're gonna just move that down. There we go. And I just need to check if my editor had any notes about text on this one. I think it was just our conversations about the Oxford comma. I like it. She doesn't. And we talk, and that is pretty much it. I have to check. I'll leave it out for now because I don't feel as strongly as she does, but that's the only other thing mentioned. I have to check what we did for volume 1, because if there's some Oxford commas in there, I'm gonna have to do it for consistency. Let's take the font size down. Probably don't need it to be that small, but we'll see. And then this can go up where it was. Come on. There it is. Okay. So immediately I want to make this text bigger. Bigger. I want to move dungeon again. Now that the text is actually in here, because all the other stuff can be just put around it, I think. And you know what? I think I'm going to move that up. And that way we've got a bit more space. A bit more breathing room. Which looks nice. think that looks a bit framed nicer than it did originally. I'm going to come in and I'm going to just give Dungeon Shirt a fill. Like it should. Okay. Mimic friend. I'm going to move you slightly over so we don't have that weird white tiny shape. And I think we're almost there. This is taking a bit longer than I thought this one would take. And I like that we've got extra things, so I actually think I don't really want the random like +2 stunt text and stuff on here now. I think I'm gonna just leave it now that we have more critters on the screen. Okay, so I'm gonna just come in and I'm gonna make all of the shading and all of the bits that are grey. Hey Anya, how you doing? Are you free? Are you free? Is the photo editing complete? Almost had to take Rocket for a walk. Ah, nice. Okay. Do I want shade on these other things? I don't know if I do. I think I'm good. Just a little bit on dungeon. I almost asked if you'd be late for work, then remembered the beginning of the stream when you said yeah. I'd be very late for work at this point. So I do want to put the dice in like I did before, so... I like to draw a set of polyhedral dice in a very specific way. The D6 and the D4 are 2D for some reason. And the others have a little bit more of a shape. So those are always the first ones I do because it's just a square and a triangle. And then the D8... I tend to just pull the D6 like that. And the D8 just has a straight line across it because it's like a diamond shape. I find that's very recognizable. And then I make that slightly bigger for the D10 and percentile. And what I like to do is I like to put this kind of triangle shape across, and then you get the top of it and the bottom like so, though I think these lines need to not have a fill because that's causing a little bit of an error. I always like to make sure that they're like upside down so they're at a slight difference, just because otherwise they look the same shape-wise. And then a D20, because the one I find the hardest is a D12. We have... I like to draw it with the point at the top. And we kind of almost round off these 3 shapes here. And then draw a triangle in the middle. And sometimes I'll put a line like linking the points here, but at this scale, at this line thickness, I'm not going to in this instance. And then the dreaded D12. So it's a pentagon and a decagon, I think. That line up with each other. And oh gosh, I always need like a second for where I'm like putting the faces for these. I always need to get one out. I have my polyhedral set on the table. Where do I put the lines? Where's my D12? There you are. Put it the right way up. It's because I don't line up the decagon, I think. My knowledge of shapes needs to line up like that. That's what confuses me. And there. Then it lines up. Then I get the pentagons. And I absolutely hate freehanding this. Because I can't. It's just like, nope, doesn't work. I could make a brush. Where's my dice gone? There it goes. You go back in the bag so I don't lose you. Not that I need a D12 very often. I'm very, very rarely wielding an axe. I don't mind redrawing them each time. I could definitely make a brush from them though. It might be good to, because then I can choose. I've got the choice. I do want to make them slightly bigger actually. There we go. That's the set. Now I just need to figure them out, and I tend to like to have certain dice kind of like flanking. I just think they look the best like that, and then the D8 is usually the odd one out, so maybe we put that in the center up here, and maybe we move these two down here. So they are quite big, so maybe instead of these two we have the smaller ones, because this is the least amount of room. And then, obviously, we don't want them straight because that always looks a bit weird. I like to have them off kilter. May even switch that to almost sideways so it fits a bit better. And I think I might scale the dice down ever so slightly. They're looking a little big. So let's see. That size, or maybe even a bit smaller. Yeah. There we go. That looks good. Now, I don't know if I want sparkles, but let's see. I'm gonna grab the star. I'm gonna take the inner points, and I'm gonna just scale them in so it's a little bit sharper. I think I do want some sparkles. I think there was on the original. Yeah, there was. Kind of adds the magic then. Then we have we have visual representations as opposed to me writing the maths part. We have the dice. The sparkles is the magic. And then all of these critters is the monsters. Feel like they make it a bit too cluttered. I think if it's just here, I'm okay with it. I think if it's literally just around dungeon. I didn't ask, but what is the spread for? Like, what part of the comic? So I'm making a volume 2 anthology. So I do little tabletop RPG comics across social media Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I have to do today's one, but I'll do that later off stream. And I have an anthology of them currently in my Ko-fi store for volume 1, and these are some that I'm redrawing for volume 2. So because the ones I make on social media are like very quick comics, they are very sketchy, I like to, if I'm gonna put them in an anthology to sell the comic book, I want to redo them so that they're nice and pretty, and generally have had like a little bit of reworking. So like I've said when I've been redrawing this, which I can move now because we are pretty much done. This was the original. Let's get into a place where we can see both of them. There we go. This was the original that we'd drawn not that long ago in the grand scheme, so there was a little bit of an anatomy fix, added more monsters, and have kind of played around with the layout a bit. So I think this one is a lot better than the original. So yeah, just so that it's just like the best it can be while it's being catalogued. Have to go final a comic. Yes, please and thank you. Yeah, volume 1 is in my Ko-fi store, but you can always read all of my comics in their sketchy form on pretty much your social media of choice. I have a Tumblr, I have Twitter, I have Instagram. I also just post the comics on Tapas, so if you don't want to see all my other posts in between the comics, Tapas is probably the best place to look at them. And the Discord, yes. I post all the links from Discord, so you can always just read them in the Discord. There is a channel for that. Thank you, Exile. I forgot. Okay. I think I'm going to leave this one here, and I'm going to work on another one, because this is just taking me longer. I need to get through some of these. So I'm going to go on a break, and I'm going to find one of the other comics that I want to do, and we can get that one done as well. So if you need another drink or a stretch or anything else that is just like a little small task to take care of yourself, it's a good time to do that, because I'm going to be gone for 10 minutes. So I will see you all in 10 minutes time. I'm back. I hope everybody had a good break. I have changed out my tea. I now have caffeine-free tea. I have some orange and peach tea, which always smells really good. It's like one of my new favorites. And I had a banana, so I'm good. That should hold me off. You're free! Yay! Good work. Good work. Now onto the fun stuff. An exile is home. Excellent. I'm going to be working on this one. I didn't actually introduce it. There we go. So I'm going to change the title because I feel like it could be clearer. It's just, you know, when you're at work and you've got like an hour left before you can play your tabletop game and you're just like, oh, I want to play. So it's an old one because it doesn't have a watermark, but I actually think it looks a lot like how I draw dungeon myself like now, you know? It's the hair flicks pretty straight, but it's pretty on point actually. So this is an interesting one, just based on that. So I don't think it's just a bit of shaping that I think we need to do. Though I've come into a lot of these and been like, this is pretty much it, and I've changed it a lot more than I thought I would. So we'll see. We will have to move that eye over to like properly get that hair flick in, but that's okay. It was fun too, just a bit tedious because I always lean into my screen to look at the fine details. Yeah, yeah, obviously. It wasn't fun, but especially when you're like, I'd rather be doing something else. Just like, this is fun, but it's stopping me from doing the even more fun thing that I want to do. I think I can even that out a bit, actually. I do like the expression. I do think it's fun. Yeah, it's a bit more even. I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna put it back where it should be, down here. So is it break time, food time, or is it time for your photo edits, Anya? Because I'm thinking I'm gonna finish this one, and we'll see where we're at time-wise. We'll have a little bit of Beat Saber, and then I'll call the stream. I think that'll be enough. I'd keep going, but I need to have lunch at some point. And I don't feel like I can have the Be Right Back screen on that long. So we'll call it. As well. Let me just grab. There we go. Not sure what you're gonna do now. Still working on tea and toastals formatting. Nice. That is very fair. I've been having a lot of fun with Volume 2, but it's always like I always have so many projects I want to do at once. I have an ongoing personal project right now of I'm writing up a long form comic that I want to do, like a story. That's just something that's gonna be private for until I know that I'm actually able to do it. You know, because I don't want to start talking about a story and people being like, "Oh, it's really interesting," and then I don't deliver it. So that's just something for me right now. I'm gonna make the arm a lot thicker because Dungeon is chunky like me. I mean, I am Dungeon. It's weird. I know it can be confusing when I sometimes use the third person. And I apologize. Sometimes my brain differentiates and sometimes it doesn't. And I'll try to be consistent. There we go. I feel like this arm needs to come back a bit as well. Like, this should be a bit chunkier too. But I'm gonna grab the hand and I want to move it back slightly because they did look a bit long. That is the one thing I'll say, is the arms did look long. I usually have such diddy arms. There we go. That looks a little bit more. I don't know if it in proportion is right. It looks like the proportions I use. Because they were just so long. Those arms are so long. I think I need to work on all of these things because this was obviously churned out very quickly with all of these shapes. I do remember this vaguely, like I do remember having not a lot of time for a comic this day. Because this was back when I did it every day. For a while I did it every day including weekends, which was madness. And then I did Monday to Friday, and my current schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which is a little bit healthier, I think. But just for what I can manage. I don't mind saying there was a little bit of time a couple of years ago where I didn't have a huge amount of work to do, so I had the time to do more comics in the day, but I actually have other stuff to be doing now. So it would be weird if I held myself to the same schedule. It took a lot longer to figure out that I should, you know, cut down if I have less time. But I'm thankful it's a lesson that I have actually learned. Because I feel like the quality of my work has improved a lot because I've given myself the time to think of ideas. Okay, I think I want to taper these. But yeah, I'm gonna also need to take the line weight down. I don't know if I want to taper the small ones. Oh, yeah, just the one. Just the one. This has got a weird, yeah, few too many points. It's just a little bit too cranky. There we are. Now, do I want to taper these? Maybe. Yeah, I think looks okay. I think they need to be thinner. This needs a bit of a fine tune as well. It's got a bit of, it's a bit pointy. I like being able to just go back and affect the points in vectors. I had to learn a similar lesson with stream days. I needed to cut it down because of stressing myself. Yeah. I've gotten a lot better at being able to say, hey, I can't stream today. That was something I never wanted to do in the past because I was like, oh, I don't feel like streaming, but I will anyway because I said I would. And I don't like to do it often still, but if I am tired, like if it's not so much like a procrastinating thing. If it's more, I'm tired, I've gotten a lot better at turning around and saying, hey, I can't do it. I will later, but not today. Yeah, you feel like you're letting people down sometimes, I think, but most of the time I would say that's not the case. Because I think the good thing about streaming is that a lot of people realize that you're a person. And what I do like about the Twitch community in particular is the emphasis on self-care. So it would be very strange for Twitch to have this very self-care centric like vibe that it does, and for people to be upset when streams were missed. So most people are very understanding, I would say, that sort of thing. Why has this? Okay, it's basic, good. I was gonna say, why did it have a weird line width, but it didn't. It was lying to me. Okay. So I've got to think about this. I've got some stationery, I've got a keyboard. I mean, I've got squares now, so that makes drawing the computer a lot easier. Yeah, realistically, the worst case is that your people miss you a little. Yeah. Exactly, and there are VODs. There are VODs, like, I've started posting my old VODs onto YouTube now, which has been quite fun. I'm thinking of trying streaming on YouTube at some point as well. I don't know what people think about that. I'm not exactly planning on leaving Twitch or anything like that. I would just kind of want to see what the landscape's like. But I don't know. I don't really know anybody else who streams on YouTube, so I'm curious. That looks a little bit 2D. Do you know what? I'm gonna... Because what this actually looks like is it's like a little rectangle that sits on the back of the screen, so I'm going to add that in instead. And I'm going to move that up slightly. So we've got an edge, and that should make it look a little bit less like it's a piece of paper. More like a computer screen. So yeah, I might try some YouTube streaming at some point, which could be fun. A new challenge, a new experience. I have to work out the bot situation though, because obviously all my bots are suited for Twitch. Okay, that's not quite the right angle. That's a bit better. Okay. I'm disappearing again to do some work on that requires listening. Have a good stream. Thank you very much, Onion. Have a good rest of your day. Good luck with all the editing and other work. I'll catch one of your streams soon, hopefully. Ah, yes, the wires. Always important. That usually comes from behind here. I always like to add a little loop. I just think it looks fun. I've got a bit of an angle going now, so I'm going to use this angle to try and make the keyboard. Yep, I'll be back to sewing streams soon. Ah, yay! Just couldn't with your shoulder this week. Yeah, fair. Do not injure yourself any further. I mean, yeah, do not injure yourself at all, but especially not any further. If it has happened. Okay, so need to make sure we get that line thickness on there. I want to grab these points. I think I want it to be slightly thicker, just a teeny bit. I don't mind if it ruins the angle of the bottom because we won't see it, so. Wondering if I want to put buttons on this thing. Okay, I'm gonna play around with the scale a bit. Let's see. I don't know if I want buttons. If I do, maybe I just want to hint at some. thinking about where the buttons kind of line up on the keyboard. For me, it's like here. Don't take that away. I think less is more. I think that helps. I think that's okay. I want to make sure that my lines are grouped so that I don't get confused. So, looks like everything else is except dungeon. Perfect. Okay, so I've put stationery there, but I feel like if I'm at work, that's not what I would have on my desk. I've got a graphics tablet. I feel like I need to add, you know, a graphics pen instead of stationery. Welcome back, Chris. How are you doing? How's it going? The graphics tablet doesn't need to be at the same angle. I'm working on this comic now. Patiently waiting for the time that tabletop games can begin. I say patiently, probably impatiently. Is a better description. Okay. So my graphics tablet has the drawing space kind of aligned to the right, with some buttons on the left. All good, this is a mood. Thank you. I think so too. Like, oh, I gotta get stuff done, but I want to play. Okay, almost. I'm just gonna squeeze it in slightly. I didn't quite get all those buttons in that group and missed a few, but let's see. There we go. I do feel like the angle's a bit off. Can I just rotate it? Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. If I put it back to where it was, I can probably use the free transform tool a little bit better to fix it. Yeah, that looks a bit better. But we need to fill Dungeon's arms so we don't have these lines all on stuff, so I'm gonna grab this table lion and I'm gonna duplicate it so that I can put it in my group with Dungeon. And that should like seal off the shape, so that when I go to make a fill, I can hopefully Fill the shirt. Oh, I can, but the arm is still not quite there, so I'm gonna be moving that over. And then I should be able to fill that in. There we go. I've got to make sure it still lines up with the line. I'm gonna just make sure it's all filled as well. Terrific. How is your day going, Chris? How was your lunch? I think that's where you were. Keeping track. Attempting to keep track. That line's gotten a bit too thick now, so I just need to bring that down. Oh, very thick. There we are. That is more or less together. Thick. Always thick. Okay. Now, I think I want to align... I don't need a wire connecting the tablet, but I do usually have it in wired mode. I don't know if I necessarily need... I don't need to, but if I can make a wire look nice, then I will. Almost. I feel like... it needs to be more like that, maybe. Maybe it comes round. I guess technically it is in the side. Now that I'm looking at where the wire comes in, it does come in here. Yeah, that looks good. That looks better. Save. Going down better. I don't know. So did you like it going across better? Like there? Now I've got it plugged in two places. No. Okay, cool. I think as I have it, I'm going to assume, because this feels less cramped. Yeah. Okay, good. We agree. I need a pen pot, and I want to put a mouse on. Yeah, I agree. Like, it kind of just felt... it didn't feel natural. So a pen pot is pretty straightforward. I'm not sure if I want to put it there, because it's more accurately going to be here. When I'm not using it, that is what my tablet pen looks like. It's just kind of there in a thing. So it's a bit long. So let's bring that down slightly. And if I want to make the shape a little bit more accurate, it should come in. Oh, I think there's thunder outside. I was not expecting thunder. Do I want this here? Kind of like how it's interacting a little bit there, but I'm not sure if that's the best place. I think here could be better. down here. I mean, this needs a fill as well. Maybe that. I have a Huon or Huian, I'm not entirely sure how you say the brand, tablet. And the pen sits in a little donut that unscrews to reveal storage. Ah, yeah. So I have a Wacom. And I also have the pen pot unscrews for nibs. So it's the bottom of that pot screws off. But I don't think I've ever used any of the other nibs. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I have a lot of nibs. I tend not to wear the one that I have down. I use the very plasticky ones. I know some people like the more papery ones. Ooh, I think there's hailstones. I think there's hailstones. It's hailstones. I don't know if that's coming out in the audio. I'm being hailed on right now. Somehow my roommate uses or loses all their nibs. Some people have a huge knack for grinding those down. And, weather be weathering, yeah, my gosh. That came out of nowhere. I'm gonna hail the bridge! Oh my gosh. It's just quite loud in here. I had a window closed, but now I've opened it again. I closed it because the sun was too shining. It was like right in my eyes. So I'm like, why is it? It's raining? When did that happen? Apparently in the last hour. Okay, last thing I want to put on this desk is a mouse. So, we're gonna keep going despite the weather. I'm gonna give it a little scrolly wheel. And a little line. Because that's how my mouse looks. Maybe slightly longer. There we go. I think it needs to be a tiny bit bigger. There we go. I might also grab everything and pull it slightly over so that it's all a bit more centered. And I can pull this line over and I can put the clock in the middle because for some reason I put it on the side. I'm not sure why I didn't center it. And I can make it a lot bigger. I think my brain was like, the clock is, you know, to the right, so I should put it on the right, as opposed to thinking about the layout of the comic. And then if I go in hats, I'm just going to copy and paste the text so that it should all be formatted already. And instead of home time, I'm gonna put game time. Oh, that wasn't the number I wanted. That was the number I wanted. And then we can have an arrow pointing so close yet so far away. However, I'm going to want to make sure it's distinctive, like this is the minutes, so that it's not like hours away. Let's draw a little arrowhead. Come in here and grab these two. I just want to make it a little higher. There, I've changed the hand position, but I think that makes more sense because it's like 10 minutes as opposed to 20, I guess. Do you live between the 30th and 60th parallel? Do you not like the weather right now? Wait 5 minutes. I know, right? The weather, it changes very quickly. I mean, it's still raining, but it's calmed down. It's not, it doesn't sound like it's, you know, attacking me anymore. Which is nice. Gentle rain is nice. I don't mind that. Let's put some cheeks on. Some other shady bits. So we want a bit in the ear. And the fringe. These are the bits I like to be consistent with. Dungeon blush. Always blush. All the time. It is something I've steadily added to the character model. I like the cheeks. Now, do I want to add some shade to the tablet? I may do. If I do that here, I need to do it to the pin as well. And then these are lighter. Yeah, think so. I think that's okay. Might just make this white. So it's not like a huge amount. What do we think? Because I think I'm pretty much there. It's a very simple one. Good. Okay, good. Okay. Thank you all for joining in this stream. I think we've had good art, we've had good conversation, and some exercise at the end there, which is definitely needed when you're sitting at the desk all day. So, let's raid. Who is currently streaming? I can see Gracie is streaming. Gracie Ghosty, who does amazing pet portraits, amazing traditional art. So let's go say hi to Gracie. I'm not sure if I've raided Gracie before. I'm not usually streaming. The raid has been set. Okay. Please show love to Gracie by joining in the raid. I have a wonderful raid message here, just so that Gracie knows where we all came from. Until then, my next stream should be on Sunday. Sunday the 26th. At 10 AM BST time, because the time zones change, so watch out for that. But until then, thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your day or evening, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. Bye!